My name is Stanley Corbett from Echols County, Georgia. I'm a 6th generation farmer. We farm about 1,400 acres of peanuts, tobacco, corn, cotton. We have about 60 beef cows on our farm, and I farm along with my 3 sons, Bo Corbett, Clay Corbett, and Cody Corbett. I started out farming ever since I was big enough to drive a tractor, working with my grandparents, and I've always had a love for the land. I like to see crops planted and grown. I like to see the end result. When the good Lord blesses us to have a good crop, it's rewarding, and I just enjoy what I do. Sometimes it's stressful. You got financial strains, weather strains, all kinds of different things that come about, but in the end, if the Lord will look after you, everything will be fine. I think it's important to get the word out about the farm life, because there's a lot of people don't know where peanuts come from, eggs, hamburgers, steaks. You need to educate all the people in the country that know that without farmers, this country will not exist. You will not have a food supply to supply everybody with the food that we need in our country. So I think it's very important that we educate everybody to know the value of a farmer, and to make sure that whatever his needs are pretty much are met to help stay in business, to where the next generation can keep feeding the people of the world, especially our own country, we could get dependent on other countries for food, and that's going to be a problem. In Echols County, there's no industry in our county, so agriculture and forestry are the 2 enterprises in Echols County. And without those 2 things, this county couldn't survive, really. You take those 2 things out of Echols County, and you have no industry whatsoever to help support the county. And it's very important. Vegetables got started here probably 30 years ago on a commercial level, and they took off, and now, I don't know the exact number, but I want to say a few $1 million in gross sales from Echols County every year, just from our county. So agriculture is important to Echols County and for our economy in the county.
Ever since I was young, I've always been helping out on the farm and going through school. 4-H and FFA came along, and it really excited me that those organizations were not all farming, but part of farming. So I was really heavily involved in both of those through showing livestock and doing different projects and things like that. And in 2009, I was fortunate enough to be elected the state FFA president, and traveling around the country, going from California to Washington, D.C., it really opened my eyes that there's a lot of folks in this country, and even in this state, that doesn't know where their food actually comes from. And that sparked me even more to want to come back to the farm and be an advocate for agriculture, because people don't know that something's actually planted and took care of and harvested. They just think that you'll always be able to go to Publix or Walmart or some grocery store, and that food will always be there. A little over 5 months ago, I became a dad. It's still weird to say that, but I hope that one day that I can teach him the same things that my dad and granddad have taught me. I hope and pray that he's as enthused as I've been about coming back to the farm. I'd like for him to go to college and get an education, but I really hope that he's ready to come back and continue on the tradition and keep our family farm going.
The younger generation that comes into farming, be prepared for a lot of hard work. You don't have to have a good financial backing. And like I say, it just takes a lot of hard work, and it's best if you can. It's going to be hard to start out from the start, buying land and equipment. You have to kind of inherit a little bit of it to get a good start in farming. But it's a good life. It's a good life to raise your kids on. We have 5 kids, and then I think they'll tell you that they've had a good life being raised on the farm. Teach them a lot of valuable lessons that other people don't get to see, And I think I've been blessed.